I am Gerry Harvey, chairperson of Round the World Women. We are having playing a role reversal today. I am interviewing Patchanee Malikhao, who has been hosting a series on Round the World Women. Pat is a native of Thailand. After completing high school in Thailand, she earned her Bachelor of Science in honors there. After a period of working, she completed a master's in mass communication. She received a Fulbright scholarship to attend Rochester Institute of Technology in New York, where she earned another master's, this time in print media and publishing. She returned to Thailand to teach for 2 years before traveling with her husband to the Netherlands and Belgium to work as a media and communications researcher. And on to Australia, where she taught internet studies and corporate communications. She was given a scholarship by the Australian government to earn her PhD in sociology. After coming to the US with her husband and daughters, she became a postdoctoral researcher and a graduate instructor at the School of Public Health at UMass, and a senior research fellow at the Center for Communications for Sustainable Social Change, also at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Welcome, Pat. Welcome to your program, Pat.
Thank you,
This
Gerry.
is quite a background.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for your kind introduction. Yes, I'm a club member of Citizens of the World. My background is almost as long as an epic.
How did you happen to get involved in Round the World Women?
Well, I came here as a spouse of a scholar, and I became a scholar myself after I was hired in 2008. My husband accepted an offer to become head chairperson of communication department at UMass, and he met with Nancy Condons, who helped us with our green card applications. And Nancy, of course, from the international office, advised him about Round the World Women. So he signed me up for your organization. So I joined Round the World Women in February 2008. And since then, I enjoy coming to the meeting. As I normally drive myself, I offer to pick up the women in my neighborhood to come to the meetings. And gradually, I have become one of the volunteers myself. But I chose to be a substitute driver still because I have been always busy with traveling and research.
And as chairperson, I can say you really made lots of contributions. One of the things you did was to do some getting women to do some translations so that our members could understand some of our materials much better.
That's about the Sojourner Truth.
Sojourner Truth, right?
Biography.
You had it translated into several languages, and that really helps the women as they try to understand that part of American history. Mm-hmm. How did the idea to create the series on Round the World Women for Amherst Media come up?
I have to thank Jim Lesko for that. He's the director of Amherst Media as well as my good friend and colleague. He sparked this idea of producing this program right after our farewell party. I have to talk about a little bit about our farewell party. That was before Christmas last year, 2012. Well, my husband accepted an offer to become chair professor and head of media and communication department at the City University of Hong Kong in Hong Kong. So we organized a farewell party, and there at the party I gave a farewell speech in which I recounted my international experiences, and I expressed my heartfelt gratitude to Round the World Women volunteers. And the guests that we invited at that night, in that night there were about 80 people there, and they liked my speech, and so did Jim. So the next day, Jim was at my home, and he offered me a showtime for interviewing the Round the World Women members.
So why did you decide to be the producer and host for this series?
Well, I know about media production, and I was a trainee of Amherst Media for a while, and I accepted to do this because I consider this is a good way to introduce Amherst residents and the public at large to the far away countries and their cultures. And I think that this is a good opportunity for the Americans to learn or to appreciate the non-Americans cultures. And as the international women come here, they need to learn about the American culture and customs anyhow. So this program is a good way for Americans to understand and to appreciate other cultures as well. So in a modest way, I offer to be a small bridge for a mutual understanding and respect towards each other's cultures, customs, and practices.
And you certainly have done that. You've
Thank you.
lived in several different cultures. Are there some aspects of that experience that you would like to share with us today?
Well, it's a pretty broad question. I could focus. I could focus on each culture that I've been to chronologically. I lived in the Netherlands for about 5 years, and then I moved on to live in Belgium for another 10 years, and then we moved down south to Australia for another 5 years, and then we moved up to the US for, this is my 6 years, and now I'm moving to Hong Kong again.
Oh, dear. Okay, so why don't
yeah.
you talk a bit about your experience in the Netherlands? Start with that. You were there for 5 years. What did you experience there?
Sure. Yeah, every experience is, it's a kind of steep learning curve for me. Of course, we have both good experiences and bad experiences. But my husband told me that, when time passes by, you tend to remember the good, pleasant experiences, and you tend to delete the unpleasant ones. And my experience, is is a case of that. So when I live in Netherlands, I learned to be frugal and be, environmental concerned. So people then, the Dutch then, they 20 years ago, they already separated garbage. They recycled, they biked, they had biking lanes, and the people they didn't give away much, but they didn't expect much from others. And I learned to appreciate, little things in life and be content with life. And, the Dutch people, they were very tidy, very neat and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So how about your Belgium experience? You lived there for almost 10 years, and I believe your husband is a Belgian.
Yeah, he is. He is Fleming or Dutch-speaking Belgian. Mm-hmm. So he speaks Dutch, but it's not like Dutch. You know what I mean? Like when you have American English and British English, right? So he speaks Dutch with a softer accent. So my husband told me that Belgians are very cold, but then when they become friends, they are friends for life. They're true friends. And I made a lot of friends there in Belgium, and I must say that our relationships are the most long-lasting one. And I learned to appreciate the Belgians' generosity. They are very, very generous towards friends.
People.
Yeah.
So how about Australia? You lived there for 5 years in the Sunshine State of Queensland.
Yes, we love sun, sand, and sea in Australia. My children loved Australia very much because they are treated like an Aussie, so they were called an Aussie no matter how you look like. So they appreciate that, and it's very good for their mental health. So I learned some expressions or some idioms, Aussie idioms, something like fair dinkum, which means true or honest, or fair go, that they use a lot. It means that everyone has the right to get a fair go, a fair treatment, and I really appreciate that. When I did my PhD in Australia, my Aussie professors, they said that they saw a PhD quality in me, and I appreciate that they accept me as I am.
That's really important for us in our life, isn't it? To be accepted as we are. And that's something that we really value in Round the World Women.
Indeed, indeed.
So, and please tell us now about your experience in the U.S. now that you're moving on to Hong Kong soon.
Well, I really appreciate the fact that I met you guys, American Angels or Samaritans from Round the World Women. You are people who really, you just say, accept me the way I am. You accept me because of my merits, and you guys are kind and generous people, and you are very open-minded. That's what I really like. You don't have ethnocentrism in your mind. You think that my life course and experiences as valuable as yours or others. Given our coming from different backgrounds, and I do appreciate that. And the way that I produce and host this program is to, in a way, to pay gratitude to Round the World Women. And please do know that I appreciate very much.
Well, it certainly has been a great benefit to us. So, and you come from Thailand.
Sure.
Many Americans travel to Thailand because of its great beauty and amazing history. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Thailand is as large as France. It has the shape of an ancient X. In Southeast Asia, we have 3 seasons. Some people say hotter and hottest.
Oh, dear.
But it's not true. It's like we have like hot, rainy summer. We have summer, we have a rainy season, and we have dry seasons. We have sunshine all year round. And let's talk about the history a little bit. The archaeologists excavated and found prehistoric artifacts. They found bronze utensils dated 4,500 years ago in Thailand. So we had a long history. And from evidence of archaeological evidence of ruins, we found that Thai people already knew how to build fortresses and buildings with bricks and stones. Since the 12th or 13th century, they already knew how to do city planning, plan for public toilets, irrigation, and there was ruins that show that they knew how to make irrigation pipes from ceramics that already dated back in the 12th century. And then our Thai language can be dated back 800, 750 years ago. So we definitely have a really long history and great civilization.
It's good to hear more about it. Thank you, Pat, for sharing that. So
You're welcome.
Thailand is also well known as a Buddhist country, right?
Yes, it is a Buddhist country. As you see that there are about or more than 300,000 temples all around the country. And that affects the way people do things. Thais are modest, considerate, polite, and easy to let go. They are friendly, and they have respect for others.
Well, that certainly describes you also.
Oh, thank you.
And Thailand is also known as Siam, at one point in time anyway. Can you tell me about that?
Sure, you may have heard about Siamese cat or Siamese twins. That come from our old name, Siam. Although Thailand changed our names, its name from Siam in 1948, the people have always called themselves Thais, which means independent. The fact that Thailand has never been colonized by any superpower, Western superpower, is known, at least known in Asia, or maybe here. Some people know, some people don't, and some people still think that I'm from Taiwan. Oh. But Thailand is different from Taiwan. Thais are very proud about the fact that they are really independent and never been colonized. And they will remind you when they notice that they were treated unfairly or unequally. They will let you know Thais are mild but not meek.
Okay, an interesting distinction, isn't that?
Right.
Thank you. So tell me a bit about Thai economy and exports. I certainly see some items in our country that have come from Thailand.
Yes, we export seafood. 60% of your seafood consumed in the U.S.
60%?
I think is from Thailand, and we also export, of course, main agricultural products like rice, timber, rubber, but we also export electronic chips. During the economic crisis, in Thailand from the floods, Thailand couldn't export chips for a while, and that stirred a problem among the computer in the Silicon Valley and so on. So it comes from Thailand, and we also have minerals, jewelries, garments, shoes, and at cars, we assemble cars, and about. Even though the average Thai per capita income is lower than that of the Americans, that a few Thai billionaires are among top 100 richest people in the world, and 40 richest Thai people are worth about more than $45 billion, while 8% of Thai population is still living below the poverty line. So you can see the huge income gap, income distribution in my country. So not everyone is poor and don't have anything to eat. There are people who live luxurious lifestyle as well.
So it seems like you have a fairly large middle class then.
We have a huge middle class, and this middle class has grown during the past 3 decades.
Mm. So will you then share a little bit with us about modern Thailand?
Sure, I would. Modern Thailand houses about 67 million people. We have good infrastructure, we have good transportation, good superhighways, railroads. We have trains, sky trains, subways, and airports. We have about 20 international airports around the country, and more than 100, or about 100 domestic airports. We have also 80 state universities and 60 private universities, and about 40,000 schools all over the country. And we have hospitals, thousands of hospitals. And Thai people are quite literate, as 97% of Thais are able to read and write Thai.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, and about 10,000 Thai students come here to the U.S. to study each year.
10,000?
About 10,000 on average. On average, yeah.
Very interesting. So, since we're Around the World Women, would you tell me a little more specifically about Thai women?
Well, Thai women are world champions of holding executive managerial positions, as 40% of these functions are filled with Thai females. Mm. And you'll be surprised, Thai females, middle class, are highly educated, and they can be anything they want, doctors, engineers, you name it, lawyers, whatever. And, there are also women who are less fortunate than the Thai middle class, and they are being helped, and supported to have more choices in life from the government and from NGOs and so on. But I can say that I represent the Thai middle class women. We are good educated people, and we hold important functions in the country. And you know that our current Prime Minister is a female, and she got into the position in 2011. So you see that we can be anything we want to be, and we are very proud about that fact. When I was a professor back in Thailand, I noticed that more than half of the professors in my university, Chulalongkorn University, they were female. And they all got PhDs from the Western world.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I understand also many Westerners will go to have surgery or use healthcare services in Thailand. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, the Thai healthcare system is excellent. It's now under the what we call a 30 baht scheme, which means that you pay 30 baht or $1 for every disease. You can go for cancer, heart disease, or whatever. That's for Thai citizens. Our Thai doctors are the cream of the crop. They are well educated. They normally got trained in the Western world, either in the US or in England or Australia, or they also went to Europe or in Germany or Japan. So they are very, very qualified, and people like to come to Thailand because Thai have a service mind, and and the doctors are very, very qualified. Technology is great. So, and with the cost of maybe 6 times less than in the US or in Australia. That's why people like to come to use the medical services in Thailand.
Okay. Excellence and also lower cost.
Lower cost, yeah, and great.
Well, so is there anything else you would like to tell our audience about Thailand?
Yes, I would like to talk about the sufficient economy. Thailand has introduced the sufficient economy scheme advocated by King Bhumibol Adulyadej, the current king, for about 40 years ago. It took a while for the average Thai to convert to this sustainable development idea. But after the first economic crisis that, in our 1990s, to be exact, 1997, it's more or less the same as how the US got hit by the crisis in 2008. Thai tend to be more convinced that this is the way to go for a sufficient economy, meaning that the concept is that we own our land, maybe 1.2 acres, and then we can produce food on our own land for our own consumption, and we sell or we barter the surplus. And that idea is being used only in the tropical areas, and Thailand is perfect for that because we have sunshine all year round, and we are fortunate that we have fertile soil. We stick anything into the ground, it grows. So that's the perfect idea for us, that we don't need to compete in a rat race for industrialization to become a next or newly industrialized countries like other, at the cost of our environment or our natural resources. So the farmers will divide their land into 4 parts according to this scheme. One part is for living there, 1/10 of it living, and have some animals or some poultry, and 3/10 of the land will be assigned, designated for irrigation and for pond to reserve water, and 3/10 of the land will be designated for a paddy field, rice, for rice consumption, because Thai people eat rice. And another 3/3 would be designated for vegetables and fruit trees and herbs and so on. So then you can sustain, you can pick your own food, create your own food all year round, and you don't need to go to a supermarket to buy, to buy things, maybe very little. And then you have some surplus and you barter. So we are encouraged to have a co-op. So for this way, I think this a very sustainable way, and we should be very proud of it. And and I think this is the good future of Thailand, and I'm very happy to go back and retire to this country.
To that environment. That's wonderful. Thank you, Pat, for sharing
You're welcome.
all of these experiences with us. Also, thank you for your extended organization and participation in this series about Round the World Women. And also thank you to Amherst Media, staff and crew on behalf of the Amherst Town Committee for International Students, our nonprofit parent organization of Round the World Women. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gerry.
staff.
Thank you for having me.